It's a piece of skin, like leather.
From all corners of the earth they gather to study the mystifying frozen fossil, a reptilian tale that grows into a giant of terror.
It's alive! It's loose!
You have been invited here to see for yourselves one of the most amazing events in the annals of scientific history.
Reptilicus, a monstrous, massive beast whose astounding appearance causes panic.
Reptilicus approaching the city. Repeat, Reptilicus approaching the city. This is Grayson. All units, fire at will.
Reptilicus, an annihilating mastodon, immune to all known weapons of warfare, creating chaos such as mankind has never before known.
Do you still love me?
From the tip of your toes to the top of your head. Giants! Giants!
Oh, Lord. Get me there by sundown. And please, Lord, don't let the Pentagon find out about this.
Can't rule out invasion from space. All right. All orders top secret.
Little old me isn't too much woman for little old you, is she?
Lady, if you were triplets, you wouldn't know what too much woman is for little old me.
Jackie! My husband alone!
How dare you speak to me that way? I said...
Cool off!
I say there are things better left unsolved.
Who knows what waits for us in nature's no man's land?
Impossible, unbelievable, fantastic. But I tell you, it could happen. It could happen. It could happen. It could happen.
Yes, it could happen. For various authorities believe that buried somewhere under the polar ice cap, in a state of suspended animation, are the awesome creatures, the leviathans that roamed the earth at the dawn of time. And under certain conditions, a nuclear explosion could free one from his icy tomb. Then, guided by instinct, the beast would come back to the caverns of the deepest Atlantic where it was spawned. An armored giant, wreaking his prehistoric fury on modern man and his puny machines. Cities would be terrorized by the cruel intruder from the past. Populations crazed and panicked with fear by its destructive force. Granite and steel would crumble. Soldiers and their weapons would be powerless before the onslaught of the beast. The beast. The beast. The beast from 20,000 fathoms.
Herald Square, 34th Street, Broadway. Every section of the city is guarded. No one knows where the monster will strike next.
Another one, Colonel?
No.
You know where the radioactive isotope is?
No, but if it can be loaded, I can fire it.
I'll load it. Just remember one thing. This is the only isotope of its kind this side of Oak Ridge, so you can't miss.
What if circumstances were to magnify one of them in size and strength, took it out of its primitive world and turned it loose in ours? Then expect something that's fiercer, more cruel and deadly than anything that ever walked the earth.
Even science was stunned. The new atomic miracle should have been mankind's greatest boon. Instead, when such power to cause phenomenal growth proved dangerously unstable, man was confronted with his most shocking blunder.
The isotope triggered our nutrients into a nightmare.
A blunder that transformed a tiny insect into the 100-foot spider that was now ravaging the panic-stricken countryside. Is a skyscraper. When he moves, the whole earth quivers and quakes, and an abyss of horror opens up. See these prehistoric beasts emerge from the bowels of the earth after 200 million years to devastate mankind. Supersonic jets cannot catch him. Rockets cannot stop him. Armored tanks are helpless before him. Even guided missiles are powerless. See Rodan destroy a modern city, leveling it to the earth with a killing airstream of his mighty wings.
Nothing can stop him. Nothing escapes this monstrous beast of evil.
Inhuman. It would be inhuman to deprive the world of his genius. With your knowledge of automation, you can help him to live again.
Fantastic are the implications of this story today as men delve ever closer to the secrets of eternity. This story of a human mind and emotions encased in a steel colossus without a soul.
That isn't just an abstract intellect. It's a brain that remembers and feels and suffers. Do you think for 1 minute he can continue to exist when he's been deprived of everything he's ever known or loved?
Impelled by an overwhelming lust for revenge against the world that remade him in this inhuman mold. Unchecked by any barrier of man or nature. Running wild in a terrifying orgy of destruction.
Of a deadly cosmic ray, the Earth is invaded by indestructible moon monsters. Their ghastly mission, death for all humans. What astounding technical developments are being made to protect mankind. Robot Monster brings you an actual preview of the devastating forces of our future. Unsuspected revelations of incredible horrors that will terrify you with their brutal reality.
There is no escape from me. Very well. I will recalculate. Your death will be indescribable. Fool humans, there is no escape.
Pounding across the motion picture screen comes the most terrifying monster of them all. Gamera, the Invincible. Gamera, the super monster that even the H-bomb cannot destroy. Gamera, the Invincible.
Attention everyone! Take cover!
Gamera, consuming raw atomic power. Power to destroy entire cities.
Open fire!
Man's most destructive weapons have no effect on Gamera, the Invincible. The mightiest nuclear weapons ever devised are powerless against Gamera, the Invincible. Is humanity doomed? Will the world be destroyed? The United Nations is called to emergency session in a last desperate effort to save the world.
We have one plan that we think might work. We have discussed Plan Z with the Japanese authorities, and they agree it is the best of our alternative plans. Is that correct, sir?
That is so. Plan Z is hope of the world.
A cast of thousands at the mercy of the most terrifying monster that ever lived. Brian Donlevy as General Arnold.
Is beyond comprehension. He must be stopped now.
Albert Decker as the Secretary of Defense. Will Plan Z stop Gamera? Gamera, the Invincible.
Crashing into this world of horror, a beautiful woman and 3 adventurers dare to challenge the unknown in a land where life and love is ruled by the Lord of Nightmares, the Cyclops.
Susan, it's me, Russ. What happened? How did you get here?
Stared at me and then it came toward me.
What came toward you?
The eye!
Yet their fate rests in the death-defying courage of a beautiful girl.
My name is Susan. Susan Winters.
He's looking at her.
Can you hear me?
Here is nature gone mad, revealing an unbelievable world of terror, a world mastered by a monstrous mutation, the spawn of nuclear fury. Here is a weird, suspense-filled journey that hurtles you into the most frightening adventure the screen has ever shown.
I am your master. I have transformed you into a giant of great strength, and you must obey me.
This innocent-looking greenhouse is the secret workshop of Dr. Decker. These unusual foliages are insectivorous and carnivorous, man-devouring plants, and contain a rare chemical of growth of as yet unknown powers. Konga, towering, terrorizing threat to civilization. Konga, ever-growing man-made beast of immeasurable strength.
Let me go! Please let me go!
I said let me down!
Help!
Fantastic. There's a huge monster gorilla that's constantly growing to outlandish proportions, loose in the streets.
For centuries, science has studied Mars, the only planet where life may exist. Now the screen creates for you the fascinating, frightening spectacle of the first flight to Mars. Hurtling through the universe, rocketing toward terrifying dangers.
Good heavens, we're heading right into it. This could destroy us. We'll have to get out of it.
On toward Mars, with disaster threatening at every moment. Human emotions caught up in the terrific tension of the flight. Here is the suspense, the surprise, drama of the unknown. Flight to Mars.
We have been expecting you. You will come with us now.
Amazing underground Martian cities, a planet of wonders, both scientific and human, of exciting beauty.
Do you still object to my proposal?
To destroy these people and all the people on the world as well? Yes, I do.
Our planet is dying. If this ship ever leaves here, it may well be our last chance for survival.
You know, the way we've constructed this thing, there's a good chance we might be able to bring back a couple of extra people. I didn't want to tell you until I was sure of it. But you're going back with me.
Tense, exciting adventure on a planet of forbidding danger. Starring Marguerite Chapman and Cameron Mitchell.
Isolated Pacific island, the Navy lands a party of daring scientists to solve the mysterious disappearance of an entire atomic research team. Strange horror strikes first at the plane that brought them. And then, earth-shattering tremors begin tearing the island to shreds.
Okay, Professor. How are the crabs blowing up the island?
I am not sure. But imagine they are able to send out arcs of heat. They are packed with it.
They can melt and fuse parts of the cabins, explode the materials contained, and bring about the slides.
There used to be ridges there for maybe 2 miles.
Now there is less than half a city block. Soon we will have nowhere to run.
Fathoms deep among the terrors of the mighty Pacific, daring skin divers brave undersea perils that stagger the imagination. Here are monsters with razor-sharp claws that hand grenades and dynamite cannot stop. Nor searing fire and flame, nor tons of crushing rocks, as mankind faces its last desperate chance.
A tidal wave of terror engulfs the screen as a raging monster from the dawn of creation attacks the world of man.
Here, gentlemen, is your villain. It would take an enormous number of those to disable a Navy submarine.
Or just one of enormous size, Mr. Chase.
I see they picked an atom sub to go out and fight this thing. Why is that, Commander?
Could be because of the new electronic equipment, or her speed.
Was she ordered back here from Hawaii just for that?
That's right. Think it's as bad as that, do you? I think we're lucky she's here.
The H-bomb blasted it loose from the depths of the Pacific. But not even the H-bomb can kill it.
Unknown object coming this way. Entering minefield. Stand by, number 38, mine.
Fire!
Go up. Ready, number 12, south.
Fire!
Coming on through.
That's the end of our first line of defense, Miss Joyce.
Then the red alert.
West Coast reels under Holocaust as the men and weapons of the atomic age battle to the death against the ageless monster of the deep.
Once a normal, voluptuously beautiful woman, she drove into a nightmare of horror and saw descending from the sky a titanic monster whose fearsome touch became a frightful curse.
You think I'm drunk, don't you? All of you! I'm not drunk! I'm not! You've got to believe me.
Please.
It was right in the middle of the highway, 30 feet tall.
Once she's in the booby hatch, throw the key away. That'll put you in the driver's seat. You'd make a wild driver, Harry. With $50 million.
What she saw was beyond belief until others, too, faced its hideous, uncontrollable menace. Attack of the 50-foot woman, incredibly huge, with incredible desires for love and vengeance.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, alive, surging up from the depths of the sea on a tidal wave of terror to wreak vengeance on mankind.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, it's alive.
A gigantic beast,
Stalking the earth, crushing all before it.
in a cyclonic cavalcade of electrifying horror.
Raging through the streets on a rampage of total destruction.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters,
Incredible titan of terror.
wiping out a city of 6 million in a holocaust of flame.
Jet planes cannot destroy it.
Bombs cannot kill it.
All modern weapons fail.
Is this the end of our civilization?
Can the scientists of the world find a way to stop this creature?
For the answer, see Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
You may wish to deny it, but your eyes tell you it's true.
A tale to stun the mind.
More fantastic than any ever written by Jules Verne.
More terrifying than any ever shown on the screen.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
A story beyond your wildest dreams.
Dynamic violence.
Savage action.
Spectacular thrills.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Fantastic beyond comprehension.
Gripping beyond compare.
Astounding beyond belief.
The mightiest monster of them all.
See Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Break trail with 4 men and a girl to the territory of the killer beast. 4 men who live by killing. A girl who has experienced so much that only sadistic brutality can thrill her. Vicious and violent men, attempting the most daring of daylight robberies, enjoying midnight revelries, until one orgy turns into a nightmare of terror. Ride the ski lift to the very top in thrills.
What I saw you wouldn't believe.
Watch men who deal in death, meet and fight. The invincible beast from Haunted Cave.
Go back. Go back.
I've come to help you.
You can't help now.
Shock! 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 In all the history of horror pictures, nothing so shocking on the screen. Corridors of blood,
Mr. Bolton, the committee have decided against holding any further demonstrations.
I tell you, I must have those chemicals.
The bargain's a bargain, eh, Doctor? You keep your end of it, and I'll keep mine.
Corridors of Blood, starring Boris Karloff, genius or madman? Betta St. John, drawn into the deadly vortex. Finley Curry, who believed at first. Christopher Lee, the killer known as Resurrection Joe.
I can't sign that. I don't know how he died.
It's a favor for a favor, Doctor. You want your book? Hospitals want bodies.
And you take shock after shock after shock. Don't hold in your terror. Shriek if you must. A Nervorama shocker. This picture is not for timid souls.
How much Jack do you think's in that strong rock?
There's plenty of Cuban sugar, though.
Here's what happened. The general beat his friend Castro to the Cuban treasury. The strongbox is now on this boat. So are a deported American gangster and his moll. And lurking in the depths is the creature from the haunted sea.
You're a crazy mixed-up kid. I am perfectly adjusted to my life of crime.
Don't worry, Mary Bell. I'll save you.
It's all right. Be calm, everybody. The boat's insured.
Beware. The creature from the haunted sea.
Ages ago, in a long-lost part of the world, the Mayans worshipped a terrifying goddess. To her, men offered their strength and their devotion. Women offered the beauty of their bodies. Al-Tiki, the immortal monster. Today, courageous adventurers, dedicated scientists of both sexes, begin the exploration of recently discovered caverns, buried in the very womb of the earth. From space beyond space comes force beyond measurement, energizing this monstrous mass of man-eating protoplasm that devours every living thing it touches.
When her mate appears in the sky, the power of Kaltiki will destroy the world. You can believe what you like. Kaltiki's been reborn.
All civilians are to remain in their homes until further order. Every precaution has been taken to combat the danger the city faces, and all citizens are urged to remain calm. That is all for now.
Can anything on this earth stop Kaltiki, the immortal monster?
Agar is the nice-looking young man, introduced by John Hoyt to pretty June Kenny. And when boy meets girl, well, they do what comes naturally. But the loss of love has made this mild-mannered man into a maniac. A maniac who wants to make you a plaything. And the fearsome fact is, he knows how to do it.
Why, I'm your friend.
How would you like to be a living doll? This madman can do with as he pleases. A monster his own woman had reason to flee. See, the world that the child in each of us knows. See, a baby doll take a bubble bath in a coffee can.
What are you talking about? Sally. Tell her. He said that tonight. He said tonight he was going to kill us all.
It only takes one of us to go for help.
Feel the fantastic fear of living in a normal world, but being dwarfed by people many times your size.
A man who loved with fierce, demanding passion. A monster who ran wild in a reign of terror that spread murder in his trail. The thing that went wrong in the secret atomic laboratory afflicted him with the most hideous curse ever visited on man, forcing him to cower in the darkness like a hunted animal. For one touch of the sun's bright rays transformed him into the reptilian Jekyll and Hyde monstrosity who couldn't control his lust to kill.
Science has learned that all people possess mental powers which pass the boundaries of the natural. This is the story of a man confronted by such strange forces within himself. At this moment, he is looking at a thing of evil, a thing that takes possession of the mind and compels it to kill.
I destroyed them. Something in me killed them.
Seven pins went in. And the 7 people died, not 1, 7. Who put in those pins? You did, all 7. Maps and pins can't kill alone. The power of a human brain has to be behind them.
You're right. We are so lucky. So lucky to be alive.
A terror in the hellish unknown, seeking warm, living flesh to drag down into the bowels of the earth.
I'm Vincent Price, and you're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? You'll see human heads without bodies. Mysterious pools of blood dripping from the ceiling. The walls move slowly in against you. Don't try to escape, you can't. You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
The ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me in the house on Haunted Hill? Hurry, or you'll be late for your own funeral.
What is that?
It's a Sorex cericidae.
Looks like a small rat.
Shrews as small as rats, perfect for scientific experiments, until they began to grow and grow into things.
They must eat 3 times their own weight in food every 24 hours or starve.
There are 200 or 300 giant shrews out there. Monsters weighing between 50 and 100 pounds.
That's as big as a full-grown wolf.
Blood-curdling, horrifyingly poisonous monsters.
There's the livestock. The shrews got into the barn.
The wildest of flesh eaters, threatening all mankind. Your flesh will crawl with fear at their nearness.
The shrews were out there. I couldn't take a chance.
We may be witnessing the beginning of an era that'll mean the complete annihilation of man.
Okay.
Annihilation.
We're live. How's it going?
So massive, so overwhelming that
Welcome to
thousands
Wednesday
upon
night.
Thousands are propelled into senseless terror. Panic takes
Oh,
the place
whoa,
of
whoa! I thought it
planned
was 2
evacuation,
asshole shitty
and whole
podcasts.
cities are
Oh yeah, I guess it is
paralyzed by
2 asshole shitty.
Don't fucking cut me out, motherfucker! I'll cut you. And you got the machete for me to do it.
I'm gonna get cut here. I'm Paul. I'm here with Phil, Terry,
I'm gonna go by Filth, I think, moving forward.
Filth,
Paul Malden Filth.
Filth.
Undead Paul and Filth.
Philth.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Maybe
That seems fitting.
Maybe I should change my name back to my old name, Paul the Living Dead. It
Paul
would
of the
be
Living
Paul
Dead?
of the Living Dead in film.
Wow.
Have a long podcast name.
Okay. That sounds scary.
Maybe I'll go back to my old name. I've had 2 names.
Look at you, the binamal.
Binamal. Binomiular? Binomenclature?
Dictionary.com, if you're listening, please call in. Paul of the Living Dead, Skype.
Did you come to my show on Friday?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
I was busy with a lady.
What were you doing?
With a chocolate-colored lady.
What did you do to her?
I can't speak about that right now. It's confidential.
A gentleman does not kiss and tell.
Yeah.
Well, the
She
show was
loves this
great.
thing.
You missed a hell of a show.
I'm sorry that I did.
It's okay. Because you were getting your fuck on, hopefully.
I was getting, yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
According to me.
According to her.
That was a good time, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was... Excuse me.
Paul's dead.
No, I'm good. We, this band Blitzkid reunited. I don't know if you're familiar with their work.
Blitzkid.
They are a,
classical?
As they say, yes, a classical music act. No, they're a horror punk band.
Nice.
From West Virginia.
Oh.
And, they're cool as fuck, man. They broke up like a couple of years ago, and it kind of, it was just like a thing. Both of the guys in that band,
yeah,
Goolsby and TB, have different bands,
right?
And they played on the same show.
Okay.
And their drummer happens to be in the guitar player's band, so
all right.
They did like a little reunion at the end of the night.
Nice.
On a couple of shows on the tour, which was cool.
Talking about like makeup and like outfits.
No, they
and
didn't.
Fire
No.
and shit.
It was more like this dude picked up a guitar, this dude picked up a bass. Because it's funny, they both sing. They both front their respective bands.
Cool.
They don't play instruments. But in Blitzkid, the one guy was the bass player, one guy was the guitar player. They both sang the songs and did harmonies and shit.
Cool.
So yeah, that's cool as hell, man. I hope they do something. I love both of their respective bands too, but it was a fun time. It was really cool to see.
So Blitzkid, and what were the other two bands?
Well, their respective bands are Argyle Goolsby and the Roving Midnight and A Gathering of None.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks.
And then the Crypt Keeper 5. I don't know.
Oh, I know them.
You know them.
Yeah.
They've been around for
they're
a million
awesome.
years. Yeah, they're great.
They're a lot of fun.
Darrow Chemical Company.
Oh yeah, I do know them too.
Yeah, that's my friend Joe's band.
No shit.
They're really cool.
Cool.
They had Quincy on guitar. I don't know if you know him.
No, I don't.
He's usually, I've only seen him play drums in a band, so it's cool to see him play guitar.
You and your Nutley bands?
No, it's not a Nutley band.
No, it's not.
That's like a Westwood band.
Oh,
I think,
Westwood
or
band.
Paramus. I don't know.
Excuse me. We gotta keep our pinkies up now.
Paramus.
Wow.
No, but it was a good show, man. Good turnout. And then
cool.
A Devil in the Belfry and Just a Lantern were the other two acts, aside from yours truly. And I had my friend Jeff there playing guitar with me because I can't play as well anymore with the arthritis.
Oh wow.
The arthritis be kicking. So
come on, Gramps, pull it together.
No, I got a ringer now.
You got a ringer?
So he plays all the songs like real good.
You got a stunt guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like
Does he look like you?
No, he looks like a wild Samoan. He's got like crazy hair and like
good
a
job,
beard.
Paul.
Yeah, he looks good.
Did you do that on purpose?
I got a ringer on purpose, so I don't have to work as hard. He's the man.
Did you make him like the absolute opposite of you on purpose? Like, what
No.
looks like a little Italian kid in a wife beater?
No, we're
a giant
called
Samoan
Beard
man.
and a Half.
Oh, nice.
But
You got a
I
shtick.
explained on stage at Clash Bar that it's not has nothing to do with his beard and my shitty beard. And He's
Right.
got like a cool beard. I have like a horrible beard.
Right.
And
I feel like I'm going to ask you to crack a safe on some sort of fucking scheme or something.
oh no, I never do schemes.
No schemes?
No schemes.
It's not
But,
a schemer, folks.
No, it was more like a pubic hair thing, just because of my giant mound of pubic hair, and I explained that. You
Pube
know.
face?
No, that's my beard, and then my
Oh.
regular shitty beard is my half beard. That's why it's called Beard and a Half, and it doesn't acknowledge Jeff at all, my guitar player.
Does the Samoan guy like wear a backpack
He's
and
not
carry you
Samoan.
around? Oh, okay. What is he?
I don't know.
Well, you said Samoan before.
No, I said he looks like a wild Samoan.
Oh, he
'cause
looks.
he's got
Well, he can still carry you in a backpack.
both dudes that front his band, Devil in the Belfry, have crazy, wild, big fucking hair.
Nice.
And yeah, it's a lot of hair, man.
Yeah.
It's like enough for like 10 people between the two of them. No, they sound great too. They have a new drummer. This dude Sean Henry, and from Sean Henry and the Tonighters, this is a cheap plug for them. That dude plays like 3-hour sets like with his band doing covers and stuff. Check them out.
Cool.
If you're out there in Radio Land. But yeah, man, it was a good show. What's been going on in Filthland?
Filthlands? I don't know. I'm getting a handle on my job, which is interesting because I'm writing for the cannabis industry, but I'm really not.
Why? Did you have to write some anti-cannabis shit today?
So, like, I'm not going to say the name of the company I work for, but they make equipment that is well suited for the cannabis industry. So it's really interesting that I get to do that for my job. I never thought I'd be able to do that in my life, or that we'd be seeing a time where marijuana might go legal federally, and it certainly is legal in most of the states in some capacity. So I thought that's very interesting. And it's really interesting to be a part of that and get a paycheck for that.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I used to be a pot blogger, but I really had to like kind of turn it out, you know, like I had to crunch out a lot of material, and now it's kind of like a real legitimate job. Like, it's so interesting to see that in my lifetime. I never thought, you know, when I was a kid, like, smoking a joint was something you hid in the bushes with your friends or in a basement or a car, you know.
Yeah, because you were going to get like 10 years of jail time for like every joint you had.
And if you're black, you probably get 20, you know, so who knows.
Yeah, it was no joke.
Yeah, it was no joke back then.
Back in the 70s.
Just a little plant growing around, and that shit's crazy. So there's that. I'm dating. That's interesting. The black ladies love Phil. I'm not complaining. I think it's wonderful.
Nice.
But I think it's interesting that all these very wonderful African-American ladies are interested in yours truly. And I'm wondering what that's all about. So is it just like coincidence, or is there something about me, or is there something about Italian guys?
I think it's an Italian guy thing.
You think it's an Italian guy thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the young ladies that I'm seeing also thinks it's an Italian guy thing, that there's certain cultural things that are similar, and that white Italian guys are more open to biracial relationships, and that we have really nice cocks.
Yeah, because we grew up with racist Italian families.
And we were just so burnt out by it that we latched on the absolute opposite.
That was me. It was like, I brought home a Japanese girl in high school, and my grandmother's like, that's it, I'm writing him out of the will.
You were out of the will just for that?
Oh, I'm out of the will for God knows what.
Was she hot?
Yeah.
Nice. Hot Japanese girl.
Oh yeah, my
I dated a half Chinese girl that was hot.
Nana's classic for the racism with like,
Nana's classic for the racism.
Yeah, like, he's one of the good ones. Like, that, in no context should that ever be said.
No.
But boy, is that her excuse. Like, I don't know, she's just fucked up. She used to call President Obama a mugger.
Wow.
She combined two words. One of them is motherless.
Oh.
Don't guess the other one.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, she's good for some old-fashioned racism. That's why I kind of don't talk to that side of the family, because it's just like upsetting and obnoxious.
Yeah.
And like, as much, there's like a part of me comedically that loves to get her all fired up and just saying fucked up shit so I can tell jokes. But on the other hand, I'm like, God, like, my grandmother's a fucking retard. No offense, you know, but
yeah,
like, seriously, like,
Dems were different times, and I think they were much more tribal. My grandmother actually used to say that they were abused by the Irish. That the Italians were and the Irish were kind of butting heads. When
I'm
she was
half
little
Irish, and I fucking hate Irish people. So that's fine. I say beat them back. They're a failed culture. They can't even grow fucking potatoes.
I went there. It was very beautiful, and all the people are very nice. But I tried to keep up with them one night, and the next morning I couldn't eat my breakfast.
Oh, they're very feckin' nice. They don't say fuck. They say feck. F-E-C-K.
I was drinking Patty and pink lemonade, which was some sort of whiskey.
Wait, what is Patty?
It's some sort of whiskey.
Oh.
And pink lemonade. That's what they were drinking there. And I had about 15 of them, and I was fucking rocked.
Nice.
Yeah, and they wanted us to come to their house and drink more. I'm like fucking obliterated. I don't even know how.
Did you throw up?
I did, and I don't even know how I got back to the bed and breakfast that night. But my girlfriend at the time must have dragged me there. But it was a hell of a good time.
Where was that in Ireland?
Where was it in Ireland? It was what the hell is the goddamn capital? Shit, it just went out of my head.
I don't know. I try to forget Ireland.
You try to forget Ireland?
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
Nope.
Oh.
No, I try to. I don't like the Italian side of my family, the racist Italian side, or the Irish side.
Or the Irish side?
Yeah, I'm like the Irish Catholic or the Italian Catholic side. It's like pick your asshole.
Yeah, I'm a recovering Catholic. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
Did I tell you
you
that
and
I
me
sent
both.
them a letter and told them to take me off the registry? That I don't want to have a Catholic burial. I'm totally against it. I'm
gonna
plunged
give you
it out
a
of my
Viking
life.
funeral.
And they sent me a letter. I should read the letter here. But they basically said that you were baptized. You can never get out of Christ Church.
You're going to fucking heaven, asshole.
we're gonna drag you there, whether you like it or not. Okay. I think they're gonna drag me to hell, whether I like it or not.
You can never escape Christ's church.
But we've made the proper notations in your baptismal record. That's what they told me.
Philip has already made the sacrifice.
I am Satan.
Oh, God.
But I want to be in a bio urn. I want to be the big scary tree in the neighborhood that the kids run away from.
I was
going
to make you like a marionette.
A marionette? That's
And
creepish.
just scare the shit out of people when they come up to a place and just like pull a string, just pop up. Fucking arm will like fall off.
Great.
Yeah, that's what I was planning when you die.
Here, let me just take these papers here. Give you power of attorney.
Nice.
That's freakish.
We're gonna focus on if you were watching the feed, we had some sci-fi film trailers playing.
Pleasurable.
And figured, Phil's like a science guy.
Ooh.
And I like science fiction.
Right.
So we're going with science fiction. But
You're a science guy.
He knows about science fiction. I know enough about science to trigger you to talk about
you
science.
know how to put all this equipment together. That's science.
I guess it is science. No, it's engineering.
Engineering is a science.
Audio engineering, as they say.
Which comes under the umbrella of science.
We have microphones and XLR cables going
Right.
into a Tascam mixer.
Wow, you said things. And it
That's-
made sense, I think.
Direct to USB and going live to the internet.
Live?
Did you, they're making a new Predator movie?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, do we need a new Predator movie? Wasn't the first Predator movie
The
like
first Predator
Shakespeare?
movie was awesome.
Awesome. So many people died.
If
Like
it
the
bleeds,
first three
we
scenes.
can kill it. Bunch of slack-jawed faggots around here. This stuff will make you a sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Is that for an ED medication?
No, he's chewing tobacco.
Oh,
the
right,
coolest
right.
thing ever.
Yeah, right.
You
'Cause
know,
the chicks love when you chew that, right?
the chicks love when you chew tobacco. The body lives off the grid now in Mexico. He basically has
Does he?
become the real life version of that character. Yeah, I think he does have that chain gun and shit. Like, for if anybody fucking shows up, he just mows down the whole forest. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
The original, like, just the cast alone, and a funny fact about it too. Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally supposed to play the Predator.
No shit.
And it was before they had figured out really what the monster looked like, and they put him in this dumb suit. It looked like a praying mantis.
Right.
And he was pissed off because it didn't show his face.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And he wanted to be fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Mm-hmm.
So he like left the movie, and then they cast that fucking like 8-foot black dude and put him in like that prosthetic thing.
Right.
Where he has a...
I don't know, vagina for a face?
Yeah! You know. It's called mandibles.
Mandibles?
Mandibles.
Nice.
And they evolved like that.
Wow.
But yeah, the first Predator movie was the shit.
Would you have wanted to see the Predator jump up and do the double kick? Nobody wants to see that. You want to see it fucking shoot people in the face.
Yeah.
Like it did. That's what it was.
Did you see
that was
Predator
the thing.
2?
I did see Predator
Danny
2.
Glover?
Yeah,
he
Danny
was
Glover.
too old for that shit.
I know. It was a little weird, but he kind of pulled it off,
And
I
Gary
guess.
Busey.
Oh, God, yeah.
Jake Busey in the new Predator movie plays Gary Busey's son.
Weird.
From the original Predator, or Predator 2.
Wow.
Like the original one. And then they did, you saw the Alien vs. Predator or no?
No, but I read the comic, which was probably much better.
Probably, yes. It's good
In the
for Lance
90s.
Henriksen, the
Oh.
first one. Watch it for him, but the second one, don't watch. It's just awful. Then they made that movie Predators.
Right.
Where they take a bunch of people and drop them on a planet, and the predators come find them.
Right.
This one is going back to Earth.
Back to Earth.
Predators are coming to Earth, and there's like a fucking evil predator that has taken attributes from all these other predators that it's like killed. Like
Oh.
when it goes hunting on these other planets.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a super predator.
Super predator.
And then other predators have to fight it.
Wow. So that's
Yeah.
like the Uber predator.
Yes.
We brought a whole nother level of predators.
But it's written by Shane Black.
Okay.
Who wrote well, he was in the original Predator. He's like the guy that doesn't look like a soldier.
Oh, right.
That like tells stupid jokes like about his wife's pussy and how it has an echo, that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He also wrote Monster Squad.
Oh,
and,
no shit. I love that movie.
Yeah, and what else? I think Night of the Creeps.
Oh.
He wrote a lot of good shit.
Cool.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Wow.
I think one of the Die Hard movies. He's the shit. So like I'm excited for that. I don't know. Did you see the trailer at all?
I didn't.
No.
Mm-mm.
I'm a huge Predator guy. I marked out for it as soon as I saw that shit. It's gonna be horrible, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I didn't want to burst your bubble,
But I still will watch it.
what does the Uber predator look like? Like, what is this super
Looks
predator?
fucking just jacked and like I think it's like a blue color.
I love that you said an evil predator. Like the other predators aren't
They're
evil.
not evil. They kill by a code.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. They well, I mean, they kill the aliens because the aliens are like fucking cockroaches. Like they just
Right.
don't give a shit. Like they just breed the aliens just to fucking murder them.
Right.
That's pretty badass. But no, that's why in Predator, like in the original one, he wouldn't shoot the girl because she didn't pick up the gun. Like he was never gonna kill her at all.
Right.
And he didn't. She got away.
Right.
Like as soon as somebody became a threat, that's when he goes into that mode. But he won't kill like a regular person supposedly. Like, but I think the Uber predator that's coming, I think he'll just kill whatever. 'Cause I think it's just like a prick. It's all like jacked up.
I thought the whole thing about the first Predator was this was like the super hunter that came to Earth just to hunt game. Like I thought we were game. That was like the big draw.
Yeah, but it has a code where it doesn't hunt shit that it could fucking just destroy. Like,
right.
You know, it could walk into a fucking elementary school and just hunt whatever it wants.
It wants a challenge, is what you're saying.
Precisely.
Oh,
like,
I see.
That's why he was kind of fucking stalking, you know, Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers.
Right.
And
it's just
Jesse
a short
the Body.
story, you know. It's just based off the Deadliest Game. That's
yeah,
all it
yeah,
is.
everything is.
Right.
The most dangerous. Yeah, I love that fucking.
Right.
I read that in when I was in high school. That and
me too.
What was the other one? It was like a satire about eating a baby. An indecent proposal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was around the same time. I was like, man, fucking.
They should
actually
eat Irish babies. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, they actually do give us good shit to read. No, I wouldn't eat Irish ones. But now, what's your favorite sci-fi movie, man?
My favorite sci-fi movie? Fuck! How dare you do that to me?
I don't know. Give me a couple.
Give you a couple of sci-fi movies that I really like. Let's see. A couple of sci-fi movies that I really like. I really like the original Blade Runner.
Nice.
I really like the idea of an artificial human that you can't tell the difference on whether it's human or robot. I just think that idea is really, really interesting. And we could actually get to that point sometime, probably not in the next 20 or 25 years, but scientists, roboticists do predict that we'll get to a certain point where we can almost mimic a human. But there's something called the I forget what it is. Uncanny Valley. Have you ever heard of this?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't know what
it's
it
like an inverted U, and it's basically if you take something that's close to human, the closer you get it to human, there's a certain point where it becomes like super creepy, and then like it gets less and less creepy until it's like just like a human. So we're gonna get to that point with robots where they're just gonna get really super fucking creepy, dude. And I'm not like looking forward to that.
Well,
Because I think dolls and shit like that are kind of creepy already.
Yeah,
don't
did you ever go to Disney with the Hall of Presidents where the fucking
God.
presidents talk to you?
It's a small world. I wish I had a machine gun when I went through that. I would have fucking done laps to get out of there. That was like torture.
No, you did the Hall of Presidents though, or no?
Yes, I actually liked the Hall of Presidents.
It was
but
interesting.
It was
It's just,
stupid.
like horrifying. Like I'm Abraham Lincoln. Like just fucking moving his arms all like creepy. Like nobody moves their arms like that when they talk. They funny thing about that, I think they thought Hillary was gonna win the election, and the face on the Donald Trump is actually, it's like definitely Hillary Clinton's face, and they just changed the hair and painted it a different color.
Just make it orange.
Yeah. Give it a little white around the eyes. Because he puts that thing on when he tans.
Tease up the hair.
The goggles. Yeah, that hair, man. You know how that hair
Horrific.
works?
No.
This is science fiction.
Ooh.
There was a company in the 80s that would import hair from India. They would dye it blonde. And they set up all over the place, and they were gone within probably like 10 years. Apparently, they have one office left.
Oh, wow.
And it's in Trump Tower.
Wow.
And guess why?
Why?
Because the man...
The man.
That's where they do his weave. You know, Mr. T.
His weave.
And not that Mr. T.
Hey, now.
The presidential one.
Ugh.
Not the good one.
No, definitely not.
Sucker.
Don't you
And,
think we're just in the middle of idiocracy right now? I mean,
no,
don't you think this
you
is
know what?
the...
I saw it coming, man. I saw it coming from the day fucking he had that roast, and he announced at the end of the roast that he's going to run for president.
Right.
And then that's after people say the fucking worst shit of the worst about you.
Right.
For the sake of laughter, but it comes from someplace.
Right.
And then he announced he's going to run for president. Then he goes on TV for 10 years.
Right.
And then he does.
Right.
And he wins. Like, I wasn't surprised at all. Like, I kind of thought, like, if he says he's going to run for president after a fucking roast, like, that's ballsy. Like,
that is ballsy.
Either that's a great fucking joke or he's not fucking around.
Yeah.
And he was not fucking around.
Right.
You know, great PR.
I think he's just a run-of-the-mill demagogue. I think we've seen plenty of them in history. And hopefully it goes to the dustbin of history. But I also I think also the liberals freaked out a little bit too much. We got to calm down a little bit now. Think about November and stuff like that. You know, it wasn't the worst time in history ever. You know, we had the Civil War in this country and the Depression and stuff like that. But it still sucks. It still sucks.
It's a fucked up time.
It's
I
a
feel
fucked up
bad.
time.
I feel bad that people are like so. Like, I get it. I don't disagree with what a lot of people feel.
Right.
In terms of.
I'm just saying, let's take care of shit, but don't let it ruin your life.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people that are letting it ruin
There's things you
their
can't
life.
control. Like, I can't. Look, I could obsess over people abusing animals all day.
Right, exactly.
But, like, I can't be out there with a baseball bat abusing people that abuse animals. I have to go to work and make a living. Like,
right.
I could say my piece. I could feel how I feel.
Make a
But what
donation
the
or something.
fuck can I... Yeah, really, aside from that, what the fuck can I do about it at the end of the day? And what the fuck can anybody do about any of this?
Right.
That's just the way it fucking is, man. I feel bad that people are so fucking pissed off. Like, there's a part of me that, like, loves that people are so angry. I feel like it's a great creative, like, environment for me to just be surrounded by negativity and hatred all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But, I feel... I'm really bummed out that people, on the same token, are so... Like, they just can't chill anymore.
But I think that's what the system wants. I think they want to fucking invigorate your fucking rigor and fucking get pissed off at the other side.
The goddamn 24-hour news cycle.
It's just divide and conquer. It's really stupid, and we fall for it easily.
I don't know, man. I try not to be on one side or the other. Like, I worked in a left-wing government for the state for a long time. I saw McGreevey. I witnessed that whole thing.
Wow, we got to talk about that sometime,
dude. Yeah. I mean, like, I all kinds of shit. Corzine. You know, like, I was excited when Chris Christie was coming in because, well, I worked there, dude.
Right.
I saw how little
they were also
the left
awful.
gave a shit. The right gave even less of a shit, honestly. But what I liked is that they kind of fucking cleaned house because there was a lot of dead weight.
Right.
And like people that were just doing nothing, like fucking collecting a paycheck on taxpayer money. It's like I was busting my ass and like I didn't fuck around at my job. And like there's people that were just disappearing and fucking, stealing time and like
Jesus.
Dude, it was fucked up.
Sounds fucked up.
And like I was glad when we kind of got like an administration that was a little bit more like, we were under their thumb
until Bridgegate.
Well, yeah. I didn't really.
And
listen, I'm a pro Pac guy too, so if he didn't win and the other guy fucking won, I would have been all for it because of pot. Like, I can look at most candidates and agree with some shit and disagree with probably most of it. I find myself agreeing with very little of either candidate. Like, I'm kind of, I don't know, a fucked up anarchist. But like,
yes, I'm a progressive.
I just try to. I just believe in personal responsibility at my core, and I wish the rest of the world did. Like, I treat people as if they should, like, respect themselves.
Right.
And, like, I try to respect myself and do whatever is good for me and not harm other people. Like, do what works for you, don't harm anybody. That's all I really want. I don't give a fuck what, what sexuality, what gender you identify as.
Me neither.
As long as you fucking don't insist that I have to fucking identify as one thing or another, or because I did this or I do this thing that whatever thing that is that I do.
It goes even beyond that.
Like, oh, this is like cultural appropriation. Like, I use black emojis. That's a secret. Like, unless you text with me, you'd never know that. But I use black emojis.
Why not?
Because I think they're fucking cool. Like, in cyberspace, my avatar that I see myself as, like in the Matrix, is like a suave black guy. So when I text, I'm a suave black guy.
I feel like I have a lot of sides. I feel like I have a black side, a Jewish side. I feel like I have a Japanese kind of side. I don't know. I kind of like identify.
What
with
are you, an
different
otaku?
cultures.
As they say,
I don't know. Maybe
that's a Japanese.
I want
when the white people.
Ryu, or what's the one for
it's
dragon?
Ryu, motherfucker.
Oh, Ryu, excuse me.
God, you nerd.
I once dated a Japanese girl, so now I know it said
mushy mushy.
What does that mean?
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't. Oh yeah, I do know how to say something dirty.
Okay.
Because you probably say it differently.
Okay.
Bukake.
I know what that means.
Yeah, bukkake. As we fucking Americans just butcher it.
You simpleton.
Bukkake. Bukkake.
You have to say that like that after you do it.
Yeah, you scream it. Bukkake.
Or maybe she screams it.
Perhaps.
Mayhaps.
What time is it?
Who knows? These things.
I think it's break time.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Wowie.
So we're gonna take 5.
Scratch our
The Air
balls.
Force is standing
But
by
we'll be back.
with an atom bomb. You can't drop an atom bomb on Chicago.
We're millionaires, boys. I'll share it with all of you. Why, in a few months it'll be up in lights on Broadway. Come, the 8th wonder of the world!
wild, weird, wonderful, the stuff for which movies were made. Adventure to make you wonder if it's true, while your eyes convince you that it is. Truly, the thrill of thrills. Don't miss it this time.
Is Mothra? What is Mothra? Why does all the world fear Mothra? They found him on an island in the remote Pacific, a monster cave creature discovered by a group of the world's leading scientists, worshipped as a god by the tiniest, loveliest women in all creation, sacred beauties of a lost tribe. See how he stands unscathed by tanks, artillery, dive bombers, rockets, all powerless against his devastating death ray. See how he eludes capture in his impenetrable cocoon, which no human force can open. See him unleash, with a single tremendous breath, the Earth's most fearsome hurricanes, wrecking trains and ships, uprooting bridges and buildings, wreaking havoc on land and sea, thrilling you, chilling you, holding you spellbound. What is the secret of Mothra? Insatiable, indestructible, indescribable. The screen's most fantastic dramatic spectacle, Mothra.
Incidentally, where are your menfolk?
You're the first man I've ever seen.
Go, Kip.
Helen, what's the matter?
Danger, Kip. They want to kill you. They'll take the spaceship and they'll make me go with them.
Well, how?
They can, Kip. They control me.
You'll share man's greatest thrill as you rocket through space to the lost moon city of alluring, ferocious cat women. Theirs is the fevered fury of life without love, goading them to lure men into the den of bloodthirsty moon monsters, driving them to tempt men in the deadly cave of moon gold, flaming into a wild lust to conquer man and destroy the world.
Explosive birth of a strange new world, the planet Nova, millions of miles away in the eerie silence of outer space. Man's rocket takeoff on an amazing voyage of exploration with a strange crew of 4 daring adventurers on board. A professor from an American university, a biochemist to run tests on whatever life exists, a doctor to check the known and the unknown medical data, a mineralogist to search for the radioactive materials that gave this new world birth. See their terrifying battle with savage beasts never known on Earth. The wild fear when mankind is brought face to face with giant mastodons from eons long past.
A prehistoric world comes to life again today, millions of miles away in space. The horror of huge, maddened monsters raging for the kill. The battle of the Titans.
Hand me that Barry pistol.
Are you thinking of Ralph and Pat?
I hate to bring them into this. It's our only way out of here.
Making a noise like a cat mewing. Captain, it was awful. If you could have seen those hands and those eyes. Captain, you've got to do something about it. You've got.
Is it human or inhuman? Earthly or unearthly? Baffling questions, astounding questions that not even the world's greatest scientific minds can answer.
Gentlemen, do you realize what we've found? A being from another world, as different from us as one pole from the other. If we can only communicate with it. See?
What happened, Doctor?
In the greenhouse, I was working. I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Then a blast of cold air, and I heard Olson scream.
Come here. Get in the corner. Now hold this in front of you. Stay by the light switch.
1.9. Needles hit the top.
Cosmic phantom, this being, boneless, fleshless, almost invisible, stalking the Earth, leaving panic behind.
Kathy, what is it? What's wrong?
In there, it was horrible.
There's our cosmic man. Like a solid mass, and yet he's not solid. Like a creature made of matter, and yet more like antimatter.
This sphere from outer space, impervious to heat, impossible to move. Was it a satellite sent to spy on Earth? A spaceship? A secret weapon? Science was baffled. The Army ready to accept the challenge.
Radio the base. Have every available man stationed around those atomic plants.
I am here, in the darkness.
I demand you state your business here.
Your demands mean nothing to me.
frighten me when you talk like that.
It's true. I've discovered a power that the most feared man on earth.
This is the closed-circuit television set focused on the test area, isn't it? Yes. And these buildings and equipment have been placed in the desert for destruction by the atom blast? That's right. Would you all kindly watch the screen? What you have just seen me do to that one small area, I can do to a city, a nation, or a continent.
Gentlemen, I'm convinced I saw him wipe out a city of concrete and steel by some power of mind. And my advice to you and to your governments is to take what this man says as a most serious matter.
Any country I have mentioned which does not have a representative here, present in this room, will find its capital city wiped out.
We live in interesting, exciting, and anxious times.
Don't be too sure of progress. Well, what's going to stop progress nowadays? War.
There is war and rumor of war.
The unknown aircraft passed over Sea Beach and dropped bombs.
We're back.
We are back. And we will talk about sci-fi. Wow. You know what I was thinking about before? The Last Starfighter.
Oh, that was a great film.
I always wanted that to happen to me. Aliens choose you. Awesome.
Yeah, to give that some background, a dude is really good at a video game, and he's really good at it. And apparently, it's a testing ground for this alien race to find a starfighter to fly a ship and defend their planet.
The last starfighter.
He's the last, and he's chosen. And
which is basically Iron Eagle in space, is it not?
The one scene I remember from that as a kid, it always stood out to me. Well, two scenes actually. The fucking weird, it's not like a weird robot or something come down and get him. Yeah,
I think so.
It's like a cab driver or something. It kind of reminded me of Total Recall, but not really. And then, but also they replace him with a clone on Earth.
Oh right, yeah.
And there's the one scene where he's like under the covers, and his sister or brother is like looking at him, and are you okay? Are you okay? And he doesn't answer. You just hear him breathing, and then he just moves the covers off of his face, and he's like fucking growing.
Yeah, right.
Like he's not finished like being cloned yet with his. That horrified me.
It looks all gross and freakish.
It's disgusting. That's a great
and
movie.
And the child screams too.
I love the use of like practical effects in that, and like just every monster in that movie has like some guy in a dumb prosthetic.
Yeah,
I think that was one of the first movies that ever used computer animation.
Really? One of the first, huh?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was like early on where they really. I forget what they CG'd in it. We could probably look it up if we really wanted to. But I'll put my reputation on the line. I think that's one of the first movies where they use CGI for stuff.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a movie that I always thought too they would have made more of them.
Right?
Like it would have been a franchise. It was like I don't know how. Do you remember it coming out?
Yeah.
You saw it in the movies?
No.
Was it like a big deal when it came out? Like
yeah, I think I was a kid.
Was it a summer movie?
Could have been. I don't remember. You're talking like more than
was it
2 decades ago. Yeah.
84, 83 maybe?
I don't know. I was young. I'm sure I saw it on VHS too when that finally came out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like one of those movies. I remember seeing it as a kid and thinking like, oh, I wonder if they made more of these. Nope. But we got 4 Iron Eagle movies.
Great.
With Louis Gossett Jr. flying a fucking airplane.
They should remake that with Samuel L. Jackson.
Why? Why couldn't they use someone else like Jackie Chan?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Sometimes, they like to replace certain characters with other characters in films. Like when they made the new Karate Kid and they replaced Pat Morita with Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
They made it the Kung Fu Kid, but they still call it the Karate Kid.
Why? Really?
I don't know. Because Jaden Smith needed something to do. It was before he wore a dress. I don't know, man. Remakes, I think of them a lot.
Most of
I
them
hope
are
they
awful.
never remake The Last Starfighter because they'll fucking ruin it. RoboCop, did you see that?
No.
Oh, awful.
Yeah. I
Did you see
figured.
any remakes?
I saw some, but
about
I haven't been
Poltergeist?
impressed even by one. No, fuck that.
I'll tell you what, man. I like the Poltergeist remake.
Really?
As a movie, if they called it anything else, could call it fucking House with a Ghost in it, and I would have watched it and liked it. Like, this is a good movie. Like, it reminds me of Poltergeist, but it was kind of... It was like... It was Poltergeist. Like, it was definitely a remake, but, like, if they just put it out under a different name, I totally would have dug it.
She got caught in the TV?
I don't remember, but I remembered not hating it, but just being like, it's not as good as Poltergeist.
What a shining endorsement. Yeah, really.
It's not as good as Poltergeist, but like if I had seen it and not expected it to be like Poltergeist,
okay,
I would have liked it.
I'm gonna rant here, but number one, maybe I'm a sentimental fool, but I have certain feelings about certain movies like Poltergeist. Because I was a certain age when I saw that.
That's how I feel.
And I felt a certain way. And then you come out with the remake, and I'm like, it's like, not the same. You know what I
The
mean?
Evil
It's
Dead
not the same.
remake. I didn't think it was a bad movie.
It's like
but
the
I
second
think
Darren.
the original Evil Dead was better.
You know the
Yeah.
Bewitched? They snuck in the
Bewitched, yeah.
second Darren like nothing ever happened. That's not the same Darren.
No, it's the same guy.
The stepfather's not dad. He might be a great guy. I don't know. It's still like weird.
No, my stepfather's better than my dad.
Actually, my stepfather is better than was. My parents still got divorced.
Respect to
again.
stepdads.
Right.
I think that's the only way I could be a parent.
Yeah, I like that kind of dad light. Like you're really not that responsible, but a little bit.
Well, yeah. You in a way you can good cop, bad cop the kids, like because like I couldn't reprimand a kid that's really not mine. I mean, like yeah, if I saw like a kid touching the stove and it wasn't mine at all, I wasn't its stepdad, it was my niece or whoever, I'd fucking be like, no, you don't touch a stove. Yell at him, to kind of scare him.
Right.
But like, I don't know that I could really like reprimand a kid, but I think I could help put a kid on like a positive path.
That's good.
By sort of, just like telling them, how to do certain things in like a norm, like a respectable way, like where you're like, A, you're not gonna get caught, and B, you're not gonna get addicted to drugs.
Right. And then he just yells, "You're not my father," and then you drive off to the diner in a huff and you have pie. You're real angry.
I go fuck his mom.
And then you fuck his mom.
Fuck him.
It's a win. Stepdad's a win, I guess.
Yeah. Even if you fight with the kid, you still fuck his mom. To our moms.
Why'd you have to bring that into it?
Why not?
Spent your Nintendo money. No, never mind. Anyway.
Oh. What about Terminator 2? That kid doesn't have parents.
Terminator 2.
That's a class. That's one of my favorite movies.
I love that scene when they're like driving down in the fucking aqueduct and stuff like that. That's amazing.
Oh, with the motorcycle and then he drives a truck over the side.
And it crashes. It's amazing.
That's one of the here's a movie fact for you.
Mm-hmm.
James Cameron kind of did a George Lucas on that. He
Okay.
fixed one of the scenes in that where it shows the guy come down and crash the truck into the aqueduct, and the windshield is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut to the guy on the motorcycle driving, and they cut back, and he pushes the windshield out of the way.
Right, yeah.
He fixed that.
Oh, really?
With CGI, and I was like, it was one of those things where I'm like, I don't even mind that. Like, that's, to me, like, I get it. Like, that's like something they oversaw. It was an oversight when they were filming. Like, they just didn't realize it.
Right.
Didn't fix it in editing for whatever. Couldn't fix it in editing because they couldn't. There was no way to fix it. It was a fucked up truck. Like,
oh, yeah.
So, like, to fix that with CGI, that doesn't bother me. Like,
I feel like this guy's a true artist. Like, he's like, I really need to make this perfect. I'm gonna go back and smooth out all the rough spots. And I as an artist, appreciate that.
I
That's
think Terminator
like attention
2
to detail.
Yeah, I think Terminator 2 is great. Like, it's like a great sequel. I think the first one is awesome. I love the first movie.
Sequels can be good. Remakes usually bad. And here's my thing about
too.
remakes. Okay,
same director.
You're just throwing money at something that you think is gonna make a lot of money, and that's it. It's all bullshit. There's no fucking art in it.
Is there any good remakes?
There's plenty of good writers that are out there that have good stories right now that are just waiting to get fucking published or waiting to get made into a movie.
But come on.
And that asshole is getting fucked in the ass for Predator 15.
No, it's
Fuck
Predator
you
3
or
4.
whatever remake you're doing.
No,
Or
but do you think
even
there's
all
any
those
good
sequels.
remakes? Come on. The Thing?
Okay. All right, yeah, The Fly, I guess,
The Fly?
is good. Yeah.
Like, that's a great fucking movie.
That is a great movie.
The Blob, I think, is a solid remake. The
Decent.
80s one.
Decent.
It's a good retell. Like, the technology was better to
Do we
make.
really need The Blob? What is that? I don't know.
They're making another one, man.
Yeah, exactly. How many Godzillas? And I used to like Godzilla, but
The new Godzilla was the shit.
and then like Spider-Man, it was like a stepfather Spider-Man. It was like this isn't the same Spider-Man, but it is young now.
I have a very love-hate relationship with Spider-Man.
I used to love Spider-Man, and I still do. I guess the comic at least, but all these movies is like convoluted and weird. You don't know what's going on.
I was never a big Spider-Man guy. Like,
You weren't a big Spider-Man guy.
well, I liked it. I liked the cartoon that they made
The
in the
cartoon
90s.
was good.
And I also
That
like
was good.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Yes, that was awesome.
That was fucking hilarious to me when
Yes.
I was a kid. Like, I remember them meeting Wolverine. He's like, "You want some fruit?" with his Australian accent for no reason.
Why was he Australian?
Yeah, I
He
don't
was
know.
From Canada.
But like, the movies, like I hated the Tobey Maguire movies. I hated Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. Like, I feel like if they put like Jake Gyllenhaal and
Right.
some redhead broad in there, it would have been better than those two.
Yeah.
Kind of like hamming it up. But I did love Osborn, Harry Osborn, father and son. They were both fucking great.
Oh yeah.
Norman, Dr. Ock.
Oh, cool.
Sandman, they
Yeah.
did right.
Yep, they
you know,
did.
like they
They
got
did.
some of that shit.
Not
balls
Venom,
on.
but the new Venom's gonna come out.
That Venom was horrible. Topher
Horrible.
Grace was the worst thing ever.
Oh,
But yeah, that new Venom movie, that looks like it's gonna be awesome.
it does. It does look good. It does look good.
I don't know how they're gonna explain Venom in a world like. Are they gonna acknowledge Spider-Man? Is that the same universe as Spider-Man?
How could you not? I mean, it used to be Spider-Man's suit. That's the whole thing. It wants revenge for being rejected.
But like, they don't acknowledge Spider-Man in that at all. Seemingly
Interesting.
I
That's
kind
kinda
of
fucked up.
wonder. I don't. It's a Sony movie. Like this,
Mhm.
Sony has Spider-Man, and Marvel can use him for like the Avengers movies.
Okay.
But like, I don't know where Venom like fits into that. Like, supposedly in the movie, there's like a bunch of other suits that he has to fight. Like,
Oh, okay. So it's like much later then because
they're doing that lethal.
you know the storyline, right? Where like the black Spider-Man suit was actually a living being from another planet.
symbiote?
It was a symbiote, and it got attached and imprinted on him, and he decided it was taking over his body.
It was making
so he
him
went
bad.
to a church tower, and the bells got rid of it.
Yeah.
And then there was a reporter that also hated Spider-Man named
Yeah,
Eddie Brock,
Eddie
and
Brock,
it attached to Eddie Brock, and then it had a baby.
Eddie Brock was like a mean jock.
Right, he was an asshole.
Yeah.
And then they got together because of their mutual hatred for Spider-Man. That was the whole thing. So I don't know how you can make a movie without Spider-Man. And then the third one was Carnage. It had like a baby that became Carnage, and then Carnage got into some serial killer
Cletus
dude.
Cassidy.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it.
right.
Cletus Cassidy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, that's super cool. I love that storyline. I thought it was fantastic. There was a lot of good comics that came out of the mid to late 90s, actually.
What do you think?
Even before that.
What was your what else was your jam comic wise in the mid to late 90s?
I liked the Punisher. I liked all the Conans.
Conan.
X-Men, X-Factor.
Nice.
X-Force a little bit.
Did you see Deadpool 2?
I did. It was fantastic.
Dude, how fucking great was that?
He was born for that role.
Yeah. I love too, and spoiler alert,
right?
When he fucking cleans up the timelines. Oh my god.
He shoots himself when he's making the Green Lantern's fucking script.
That was the fucking greatest thing ever. Like, as soon as I saw when I was watching that movie, I watched it the other day. And as soon as I saw at the very beginning the Wolverine like impaled on the thing,
right?
And like I knew Cable was in it because of like
Right.
advertising and shit. I'm like,
They did him good.
they're
too.
definitely gonna fucking do something where he goes and like like does something to that, like acknowledges that in some way because he can travel in time. Like that's fucking great.
I did stop for a second and be like, wait a minute, weren't you just in Infinity War? Now you're here? Okay, all right, but cool. He did make a nice Cable.
Dude, that's great when he calls him Thanos.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean.
It's crazy how many references to shit.
Ryan Reynolds calls it out. That's what's funny about him. He fucking makes fun of himself too. I like that. I appreciate that.
I respect him a lot, man.
Hell yeah.
I thought that movie was fucking great. I think that's like the role he was born to play.
You remember when he was just like a jock asshole in some like 90s movie?
I was watching him in a Lifetime movie.
Right, exactly.
It was from like the 90s when he had like the douchey part in the middle of his hair.
He was just the douche guy for a while.
The film also had...
Now he's a funny douche and everybody loves him.
What's his name? The dude from... he's in Freddy vs. Jason. He's in Dead Man on Campus.
Oh, right. Fuck. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he always plays a cop now.
Right.
That dude was in it. And it was like the two of them like 1996.
Right.
Horrible. It was on YouTube. I don't remember what even it was called. But like, it wasn't as good as Deadpool 2. Juggernaut, that was the shit.
That was the shit. Juggernaut is always the shit.
When he marks out over Juggernaut, just like freaking out, like, oh my god, I've always imagined this moment when you'll run it. Like, fucking great, man.
Right?
I think I can't wait for the next movie, whatever they do. I think it's going to be an X-Force movie, I'm assuming. That's going to be fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
See, I liked Spider-Man until I discovered Deadpool.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, this is like more... And also, too, like when I was a kid, I subscribed to like Mad Magazine. Like I used to get those in the mail. So that was more like my sense of humor. It was like kind of absurd.
Yeah,
whereas like Spider-Man, I always thought was like kind of... He was like funny, but he was like cheesy.
Right.
He's like a kid, you know?
I just thought his powers were interesting, like the spider sense, and just he had all these weird acrobatic things going on.
Powers never fucking did it for me.
Never did it for you?
Always about like more the writing. Like I always liked Batman because he was like a brooding asshole kind of.
The Dark Knight series was amazing.
Oh yeah, I love all of those. Like up to was it All-Star Batman where like
it dropped off.
No, yeah, but it was fucking. It's to me, like I would still read it. You know, like,
right?
I don't give a shit. Like I think it's hilarious.
Right. You ever get into any like Dark Horse comics or Vertigo and shit like that? Like The Preacher was awesome. I heard there's a TV show. I haven't seen it yet.
The only thing I was into was Alien versus Predator.
Oh yeah,
I think when I was a kid.
Read that. Yeah.
And Vertigo.
Sandman was awesome.
Sandman, yeah,
amazing.
I still have my Sandman shirt from back in the day. Morpheus on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna come out with a new Spawn movie too.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
Looks good actually.
That's fucking cool. Is there a trailer or anything? Or
I saw like a really quick one somewhere, but they didn't have anything like really elaborate. I think they're kind of like chilling back with it, and that's fine.
I liked the first one, honestly. The original with was it Michael Jai White?
I liked the comic better, actually.
I'll tell you. Well, yeah, any comic is usually better than like Watchmen. I think Watchmen was an awesome.
Watchmen was an awesome movie, though. They did a good job with that.
I was like mad as like a comic book nerd. Like, why did they cut out the one chick's fucking subplot about quitting smoking?
Oh yeah.
Like for some reason, like that always resonated with me when I read Watchmen. Like,
who cares?
That's like one of the fucking plot lines I really cared about.
Really?
I don't know why, man. It always just stuck with me.
Dr. Manhattan melts the world, and you're like, how come they didn't have the smoking shit?
Yeah, how come the smoking subplot was cut out? This is bullshit.
There's always a fucking bean counter that's pissed off about something.
I don't know, but yeah, I thought as a whole, like that, I thought Sin City was awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Dude, when I saw Sin City in the movies, I saw it at midnight, and that was like before midnight screenings were like a thing. I had to go all the way down to New Brunswick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there wasn't anything around here.
Fuck.
And like I remember, like to me, like that was the shit.
Hell yeah.
And then me and my friends started doing it, and then it became like a madhouse. Like it was like it started to get like I don't like too many people around.
Oh, okay.
And like anxiety. Like I didn't realize there was that many of us.
Yeah, you play shows. Interesting.
That's why I'm on a stage or I'm in the like hiding somewhere, like in a corner.
I got you.
Like when people
don't go to
surround
Asia.
me, no, dude, I can't even go to concerts. Like
for real.
Yeah, like I went to see the Damned and TSOL a couple Halloweens ago in New York.
Damn rule.
Oh, I love the Damned.
Me too.
Dave Vanian, I met him. He's awesome.
Really?
That's one of my favorite bands. Yeah, I
You
met
gotta
him
tell
and
that
Captain
story.
Sensible. Oh yeah, I'll talk about the Damned. My friend Dan is in a band, Electric Frankenstein.
I know them
you
too.
know them, yeah. They've been around forever.
Yeah,
and,
they're also fun.
them, the Bell Rays, the Damned, and they played Asbury Park.
Cool.
And so I went down there, and we were just chilling out with. I was hanging with my friend Dan, and Captain Sensible. Like we were early, like super early, just chilling.
Right.
Captain Sensible came out. He was just bullshitting with us.
Cool.
And he was like super nice.
Awesome.
And then we didn't go backstage till after they were done. And I went backstage. My friend's like, "Yeah, come with me." Like, all right, sweet. I was all like psyched out, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I fucking met Dave Vanian, and he was like talking to like these two chicks,
Uh-huh.
and this other dude who's now like one of my best friends, this dude Lenny, told me he's like you're gonna take a pic. You want to take a picture with him? He's like, if you're gonna do it right now. He's like, just go up to him, like. So I was like, all right, fuck it.
Uh-huh.
So I went up to him, and like he was like super nice, like,
right?
You know, I'm sure he meets like a bunch of idiots all the time. But, like he was cool, man. I took a picture with him, and he was just like awesome. And I've never washed my hands since I shook his.
And his hand is green.
That's why I am. My hand's a weird color now. But no, I learned a lot of interesting things about the Damned. I shouldn't dish on him, but like apparently Captain Sensible uses like what they call a pod.
Yeah.
A guitar pod.
Uh-huh.
Inside of what looks like an amplifier.
Uh-huh.
But all it is like something that's emulating an amplifier and a cabinet. And,
Okay.
Like he just finds a good tone with it.
Okay.
But like purists, if they knew that, they'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like,
really?
We want to hear the Proco Rat and the Fuzz Face, you know?" They'd bug out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, the Damned was fucking awesome though. They put on a great show, but seeing them in Asbury was cool because it was packed, but like not New York packed. Like,
right.
You could go outside and smoke a cigarette and there wasn't 8 million fucking people around you. I
Right.
saw the Damned in TSOL on Halloween.
Oh yeah?
So I came out of the subway just to a wall of people, and we couldn't go down one street because of a parade, and we couldn't go down the other street because of a parade. Nobody could move.
Wow.
And nobody could go anywhere, so I'm just like fucking standing there like gonna have a fucking panic attack. Like I can't
Wow.
be I hate being fucking surrounded by people like that. And I figured it'll be alright once I get in the concert. We got in a concert, it was fucking even worse. Like
Ooh.
I just can't do it anymore, man.
Wow.
No matter what I take, like I could smoke weed, I could do this, I could do that. I gotta sit down and just like chill at a concert. Like an old guy now.
Fuck. Have you ever freaked out?
No, not really.
That's good.
Like, I mean, the worst probably time was 2005, I saw the Misfits on Halloween. Fuck Halloween.
No.
And me and my buddy went, got in, we were hanging out. The Misfits took the stage. Jerry only goes, "Happy Halloween!" And he strikes a chord, or strikes an E note. They start playing Halloween.
Uh-huh.
Drummer. As that's happening, everybody just rushes forward, and I'm like, holy fuck. Like, my feet aren't on the ground. Like,
Right.
I'm being held up by the people that are being compressed in front of me and behind me.
It's like a tidal wave.
Yeah, and like I kind of fucking like crawled like over people, and I like see my friend being like, it was like a tidal wave took him, and he's just being like rushed away. I just see him like, ah! His like arms waving. I remember he's wearing a white shirt.
Wow.
Yeah, and a white shirt and a sea of black shirts just being swept away. And then we reconvene in the back, and there's some guy standing around, and we're bullshitting. We're behind him, and the guy just fucking collapses, and we're just like, what the fuck? Like, people are like, what the hell's going on? So somebody goes to get somebody, and like, it's just like a weird, like, surreal situation. Like, that's what I remember about that night. Is like, I don't remember I remember they played Halloween. I remember they played a couple songs, but like, just the weird fucking. That's like a crazy. That's a crazy feeling.
Yeah.
You know.
Hell yeah.
Every time I've ever.
That's kind of one of the reasons why I go to a show, is because I want to introduce a little chaos in my life and mix it up a little bit.
But I play shows, so like, I'm introducing that chaos to those people.
Okay.
In a way.
What about yourself though?
I don't need that anymore, man. No, like,
I'm beyond that.
I'm not beyond it. I'm good.
You're good. You've had enough.
Yeah, like, I'm just good on that. Like,
you just come home, you put on some easy listening. You're like, I just want to listen to something soothing.
No, I listen to fucking like nonsense. Like, do you ever hear Lonely Island?
No.
It's like Andy Samberg from Saturday Night Live, and he raps.
Weird.
They did like that song, Lazy Sunday.
Okay.
The Chronic, What Coals of Narnia. You ever see that on SNL?
No.
No. They did they do one about Santana. You know, the singer, Santana,
yeah, I know
guitar
Santana.
player.
Come on.
Well, he released a wine.
Oh yeah.
And they wrote a rap song about it.
Oh my god.
And it's like the greatest thing ever.
Really?
That's pretty much what I listen to. Yeah.
Interesting.
A strange assortment of that. I like Motorhead.
Me too.
AC/DC.
Hell yeah.
Like my iPod on random is Motorhead, AC/DC, Elvis Costello.
Nice.
Comes up.
I saw him in Seoul.
Nice.
A night with Elvis Costello. Just him
He
and
has
a guitar.
cancer. I read recently. He
Way to
canceled
bring
his
down
tour.
the room, Paul.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna send my best vibes and my thoughts and my prayers and my hopes.
That does nothing.
And everything that I can
You're
send,
useless.
Anything I can send, I'm gonna send to Elvis Costello.
Your nipple is in your asshole.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Elvis Costello my anal virginity.
That'll solve the problem.
That's what I'm gonna send to him to cure his
It's gonna
cancer.
affect you in the cancer in the butt. You get butt cancer
you see,
for that.
You get the cancer in the butt when you take the penis in the anus. You see, that's not how the baby's made.
What'd you put in this drink, Paul?
Would you put in this drink?
Your pudding pop?
Jello pudding. I wonder what my neighbor's doing.
I don't know. What the hell is he doing?
Sometimes I wonder if my ceiling is like his stage, his canvas for just making horrible noise above me.
I think he's got like a huge mortar and pestle, and he's just like grinding up stuff. Like, fuck my neighbor.
He's grinding
fuck
up
that
baby
asshole
in it.
Yeah.
So Critters.
Critters.
You ever
Now
see
that's
Critters?
a great movie. I like when they all come together and form the giant ball of critters. It's just a ball of mouths that rolls over people and eats them at the same time. How fantastic is that?
That's a great film. I love that they've made. Do you know the guy that's in it with like the weird teeth? He's
Yes.
like the bounty hunter.
Right.
That
The
guy made a
Critters bounty
career
hunter.
of being that guy with weird teeth. That's the bounty hunter from Critters. He did it in 4 fucking movies.
Wow.
And now they're making a TV show.
Shut up.
A Critters TV show.
Why? Actually, I would
the
watch
same
that,
reason
though.
they made a fucking. They're making, I think, a new Leprechaun TV show or a Leprechaun movie.
I'll watch 1 or 2.
And
then
they're
I'm
making Leprechaun 3.
When the
Vegas.
leprechaun gets pulled over, that's the best scene ever.
Leprechaun
That's
in Las
hilarious.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Is the shit.
That's worth it.
Definitely. Hell yeah.
It sounds
Leprechaun
like a soft
in
hard
space.
Leprechaun in space?
You know what? It's cool because for some reason the leprechaun comes out of a guy's dick in it.
Good.
So that's hilarious.
Right.
And he uses a lightsaber. So that's worth it, you know.
How's that for a topper?
You know, to spend 90 minutes of your life watching a leprechaun on terrorize people on a spaceship, there's worse things you could do. Then he goes to the hood.
Right.
Then he goes back to the hood.
This fucking leprechaun lives a life, man.
And then WWF bought the rights to Leprechaun and made a horrible Leprechaun movie that I don't acknowledge. It's like my bastard child. I don't acknowledge it.
It's worse than Leprechauns in Space.
But now we're getting a new Leprechaun with a new midget. But he's like, he kind of looks like Warwick Davis. He has that Willow-esque kind of look to him.
Leprechaun, new updated midget.
I'm the Leprechaun. Where's me pot of gold?
You magically delicious motherfucker?
No, Leprechaun in Las Vegas rules because there's this girl with like big fake tits and shit, and he like blows up her lips and her tits and her ass. Like he says some dumb rhyme, and her shit just starts blowing up and like explodes. I always liked Leprechaun too because when I was a kid, I think that was like the first movie I owned that showed boobs.
Nice.
And yeah, so like I would always
give it up to horror. Horror is the best.
I would always watch Leprechaun too because it shows the girl's boobs, even though when the guy puts his face in them, it's really a high-powered fan, and then he has no face. But it's still cool to just pause it and see boobs, you know, when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Even on VHS.
I feel like horror is like, it's easier to break into movies if you do horror. So that's like one reason to love horror, and the other reason is boobs.
Think of the people who started, like Johnny Depp,
right?
Like Nightmare on Elm Street, Katherine Heigl,
right?
Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
Fucking...
People break in.
Yeah, there's so many people that got in with horror, and... I mean, even like
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah. Like, he never really left B... The realm of B films, and...
That's his deal, but it's so cool, you know?
I guess he kind of did. You know what? He did that show.
I was about to say, I haven't watched that much of the new show, but I've watched all the movies.
No, not that. He did that show back in the fucking 90s.
Oh, that was a great show. The Spy Show.
What the hell was it called?
It was set in Miami. Fuck, I forget. Oh, Burn Notice.
No, not that one.
Oh, that
Way
was
back.
a good one, though.
He did a show back in the 90s.
Okay. You and your memory.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go.
Thanks, marijuana.
I'm gonna go to Wikipedia.
You saved his skin, but you fucked up his brain. And look at his haircut.
Thanks.
No wonder a Samoan guy carries you around in a backpack.
No, he doesn't carry me around in my backpack. He carries me around musically.
Musically? He carries you musically?
The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Oh, of course.
You remember that show?
I do remember that show. I have warm and weird feelings about that show.
That was like a weird show.
That was a weird show.
Unexpected of Bruce Campbell. There's like a lot of... That's... yeah, I was going to say, I think that was on Fox. It was on Fox. Did you ever notice the disproportionate amount of great shows that they cancel? Like, did you watch Titus?
I did watch Titus, and I liked it.
How fucking great was Titus?
It was funny.
Grounded for Life.
Grounded for Life was fantastic.
Fucking like a great sitcom.
Yeah,
and there's
that
not
was great.
many. Like, a sitcom for me is very hard to get. It has to be kind of fucked up. Like Modern Family, it's like...
Also, you know what I liked about that show? The mom was kind of sexy, and that was okay.
The mom was...
She wasn't like
hot.
matronly and weird.
No,
and
she
stuff.
was like the hot mom.
And that was fine. Like, and she got into misadventures too. It wasn't just him being an asshole all the time.
Yeah, or it was the kid. Like, I liked how they would tell the story from 2 or 3 different perspectives. Like,
yes, I like that too.
Like
That's
the one
fun.
episode where he throws the chicken at the car, like he's freaking out because he sees his daughter making out.
You're right.
This is fucking great. And like Cousin Eddie was great.
Right? Yeah.
What's his that dude was? He's always awesome.
The swarmy bastard.
Yeah, he's just like a scumbag. I think he's in The Departed. Like,
yeah, he's great.
That guy turns up in a lot of crazy shit now.
He's great in all those things.
Now, but I'm trying to think of. Well, we were on people who started in horror, but then there's like so many good Fox shows that got canceled too.
Firefly
was, and then they made
phenomenal.
that movie.
It was great.
I don't think that's done. I'm sure they'll do something with Firefly.
There's books.
I know, but I think film wise, it'll be back too.
It's not going to be back.
I think it will.
I hope so. First of all, sci-fi western. What? And it works.
Dude, sci-fi westerns are the shit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not, like, unheard of. I mean, even, like, fucking RoboCop. That's a sci-fi western.
Kind of.
Come on.
I've always thought of it as cyberpunk.
Really?
Yeah, I did. All the evil assholes are all kind of cyberpunk. It's like super future. It's like super negative and dark and like cityscape.
What about Wild Wild West?
Okay, right, but that's like what do they call that? What's the one you take like Western and sci-fi or 19th century and sci-fi?
Weird West.
That's like
Is that called Weird West?
No, there's like you know what I'm talking about? Like people make shit out of like bronze and it's like watches and shit, but there's like it's like space age, but it's also like old timey.
Yeah, I forget what that crap is.
You know what
called.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I know, with all
It's not
fucking
like-
gears.
Yeah, it's not like the Renaissance Fair, but it's like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
like-
the Wild Wild West is
Like
kinda
Dr. Emmett Brown at the end of Back to the Future 3 when he's like, I have kids now!
Run for fun!
Remember that fucking... Yeah.
Yeah. That was a stinker.
I hope they make Back to the Future 4.
I want to know what Christopher Lloyd thinks about
You know... What?
What's the cartoon they have now? I've lost my mind.
You know what's a great Christopher Lloyd role?
What's that?
While you think about your mind?
Morty and
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
I don't like Rick and Morty.
Does he say that?
No, I don't know.
I want to know what he thinks.
One of Christopher Lloyd's best roles is alongside the great Hulk Hogan, whose shirt I can now wear because he's no longer racist. He was reinstated into the WWF Hall of Fame, so I could wear.
You get a stamp, not racist. What did he do not to be racist
I
anymore?
could wear my Hulk Rule shirt. I don't know. He worked with troubled youths. He
Oh,
still has
good.
me blocked on Twitter because I complimented his cock
You did?
after his sex tape. Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, dude, you have a huge cock, brother!" Like,
I would have just been like, "Thanks, brother."
yeah, right. He didn't take it as a compliment, but
Some nerdy kid with a BA that runs this webpage that fucking blocked you.
Suburban Commando, where
Oh.
Hulk Hogan comes
Oh.
down from space and he's like, he crash lands on Earth and he's an alien. And
That's a great film.
Then Christopher Lloyd is like his landlord.
Right.
Hulk Hogan comes and rents a room from Christopher Lloyd, and Christopher Lloyd's all nosy looking through his shit and sees like his outer space fucking guns and shit.
Right.
And fires like a space gun.
Nice.
And
space
then
gun.
some aliens see it and come hunt Hulk Hogan. And then while Hulk Hogan is doing this, some lady tells him to take a seat, so he picks up the whole fucking bench.
Oh yeah.
And like swings it around, you know.
That was in the trailer, I think.
Yeah, the trailer's great. It's like he gets in a fight with some guy and he tells him, "Let me guess, you're gonna pound my face. You're gonna beat me up." He's like, "No, man, this is the '90s. We're gonna sue ya." It's
So
fucking
stupid.
but it's great. Christopher Lloyd's best line in that is, "I was frozen today," because he gets shot with like a frozen gun and he's just like an Iceman, and they have him in a convertible. They're just driving through the streets and he's just all fucking stuck there. And he thaws out and he's all right. He's just mad. Do you count Encino Man as a sci-fi movie? I mean, it considers
that's a comedy, I think.
That was the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Egypt.
Egypt.
Did you see what they fucking found?
What did they find in Egypt?
They found a huge sarcophagus.
Who's they? But yes,
Uh,
Egyptologists. Okay.
Egyptologists found like a sarcophagus that's like 9 feet tall.
Nice.
Yeah, they're gonna open that shit, but it's 30 tons.
Wow.
So they have to excavate it somehow. It was only 5 meters down.
That's not far.
That's what I thought, right? Like,
There's shit all over Egypt that they probably haven't even found yet. There's only so many
well,
men.
5 meters, I guess. No, that's not that. A meter's only like 3 feet ish. About, yeah. I was thinking of kilometers, and it wasn't 5 kilometers down.
So you're telling me Egyptians were 9 feet tall?
I don't think it's an Egyptian buried in that.
Yeah, what's in there?
I think this is where we're gonna find aliens in the world and like
treasure.
No, I think we're gonna find a
Mummies?
fucking an honest to goodness
alien.
Yeah, gray. I think we're gonna find a gray alien.
But they're not 9 feet tall.
How do you know what they fucking are, motherfucker?
I don't know. Cletus, whenever they drop his ass off, explains them the same way. What if the Greys are us thousands of years from now, and we're so dependent on technology, we don't use our bodies anymore. We just become little Kermit
Little
the Frog looking
fucking
motherfuckers. And the reason they're coming back here is they want to get their sexy bodies back again, even though we got dad bods. But that's not the point.
Do you think there's like aliens that or live among us, or
You know the
are
Fermi
out there?
paradoxes?
No.
It's like there's a lot of theories out there. If you look at just in the last decade, we found so many planets in our galaxy alone, and our part of the galaxy is actually quite empty compared to other parts of the galaxy. But anyhow, some people say we haven't met aliens because we're in the backwater of the galaxy, so we're like Arkansas of the galaxy or whatever. I'm sorry, Arkansas. I'm sure you're beautiful. The point here is that there's so many planets within what they call the inhabitable zone that sooner or later there has to be life on one of them. Now, probably it's just bacteria or something like that. We don't even know. There might be things living even in our own solar system under certain moons of Saturn or Jupiter, living around thermal vents and stuff like that under frozen hydrocarbon seas on like Titan and places in Europa.
But do you think they're like it's not
so
like a society
it could
of
be
creatures, really?
It could be we're first. It could be our planet is so old that we're the first ones to really mature to this age. Another idea is that they all went extinct because when you reach a certain level of your technological development, you start burning out your biosphere, which is where we are now. And scientists are afraid that not too many societies can make it past that point to survive. And there's another theory that all the civilizations have died out that are around us, and that's why we haven't heard from them. Or maybe they're so advanced that we look like bacteria and they don't even want to bother with us. But what's going to happen if we ever find aliens? If we find aliens that are more intelligent than us, we become the backwards assholes of the universe. Is that what you really want? Right now we have some sort of lofty place and the only intelligent beings, or quote unquote intelligent beings, even though they've proven that whales and dolphins are intelligent. But anyhow,
did you ever watch like UFO videos? I mean,
Yeah.
there's some that could be explained. Like, okay, that's a weather balloon. That's this. That's that.
Right.
But there's some, to me, that
you
are
think
like
you think there's like the government is hiding some shit and stuff like that?
there's Dulce Base supposedly. That's like, I don't know if you know what that is.
I don't know.
It's built into a mountain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they make fun of it in Grand Theft Auto.
Well, there's all kinds of secret shit, but we don't know what's there. I mean, they could have alien technology, but they just as well couldn't.
It's under the Archuleta Mesa on the Colorado-New Mexico border town.
Paul's good at reading.
Dulce, New Mexico.
New Mexico's amazing.
And they have a lot of alien activity there.
Ooh. I would go out there and check out some alien activity and see what I could find.
We should do a live podcast from the Dulce Base.
Yes. Searching around with metal detectors like old men. And hiding beers.
Like the old Running Men.
Ooh. Ooh, what a segue.
What a segue.
Nice. Well done, sir.
No, I was gonna try and work scanners into it. But
Oh yeah, I always want. Do you ever you're driving to work in the morning and there's just a bunch of assholes around you in fucking traffic, and you look over and there's like some middle-aged woman picking her nose like she's digging for fucking gold in there, and there's some other asshole on the other side, and he's just fucking listening to the most, I don't know, artistically devoid fucking
he's
music,
listening to Limp Bizkit,
right? And then you just wish that you could squash their brains with your mind so you can actually get fucking somewhere and have a parking space and be a productive human. Like there's too many of these assholes out there. Can we do something about that? The problem is how do you decide? But anyway,
no, I would just be blowing everybody up.
Do you ever wish there was a flamethrower on the front of your car, or rockets, so you could just take out the front center column and get off at the next exit and not have to deal with all this bullshit?
Yeah.
There's too many fucking people.
Yeah, that would be scanners. If I were a scanner, that's what I would do. Just
Well, that's the problem, because nobody should have that power, because nobody's ever going to use it wisely.
No, yeah, you're right. Like anybody that's super powered like that.
Right.
That's why I always hated Superman.
I hate Superman. He's
Yeah.
just like invincible. What's the point?
He's like the stupidest fucking thing, and I don't know. like the way they make people like look up to him, like, oh, it's Superman, he's so great. Like, he could be fucking us all in the ass. We don't know. That's why I always like Batman, because like that's always in the back of his mind. Like, if I ever have to take this motherfucker down, I have a spear with kryptonite in it, and I'm just gonna stab him in his fucking heart.
Like, I do like my heroes flawed. I think they're much more interesting. I also like heroes that get the shit beat out of them. I like to see the struggle. You know what I mean?
Marv,
the grit. Oh yeah. There you go. So I've always been kind of attracted to characters like that are going through the shit, and that's a little bit dark and something a little more gritty, because I feel like it's a little more real, you know. And there's a lot of more tones in there, I think. But I feel like we're often fed this kind of simplistic good versus evil bullshit all the time. That you kind of miss that the tonal grays of fucking life, you know. Art's not reflecting that, and so you're missing like whole segments of life.
You mean to tell me that Batman versus Superman, when both of their moms have the same name, that's not grazing something?
That was just the fucking soft hard on. What was that? I don't know. That was like something you can do nothing with.
That was a really bizarre movie.
Stupid.
In retrospect, like I remember watching it in theaters and just like, why the fuck did they? Like, I get it. Like, they're gonna launch a Justice League, but obviously they're not gonna kill each other. But like, why? But what I did like about it, though, is that they adapted like some of the Frank Miller shit kind of panel for, you know, Cell.
It was done so haphazardly, and
yeah, but they did like throw him posing like Batman, like real quick. I was like, yeah. I fucking got a little hard.
Okay.
What was that? Oh, controller.
Like, I don't know, make a Frank Miller Batman movie. How about that? That would be awesome. That would be something.
Yeah,
they'd
never do it.
That's what I mean. They won't do it.
I would
How
love
fantastic
to see
would that
them
be?
adapt fucking when he's just old and blowing away people with a tank.
He just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
Did you see Logan?
No.
Oh, you should see that. But Professor X has got Alzheimer's.
I'm sure that's great for his fucking mind reading
What
powers.
a great fucking idea, though. Take an all-powerful psychic that, you know, has episodes where they don't know what's going on. What a great character.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
genius.
that should be fucking developed. That's a good idea. That's got fucking texture. That's some scary-ass shit.
Yeah.
But no, we just get little glimpses of this, and then we get the sugar-coated bullshit all the time. That's why I don't even have like really regular cable anymore. I'm just a fucking cord cutter. I'm just gonna watch Netflix and that's it.
Yeah, I love Netflix.
For sure.
I'm glad that I pay $9 a month to watch The Office all the time.
That's fantastic, right?
Do you watch that show?
I love it.
Dude, I think
I
that
even like
show,
the British one.
The British one's great too, but I think that's like one of the fucking best shows ever. Like, just to... I've seen every episode, so like I could just put it on. But it still always makes me laugh. There's like very few shows that are like that. Like The League was another one. I don't know if you ever
love
watched
that.
I don't even like football.
I think I don't either, but I think the first 3 seasons were fantastic, and then they kind of jumped the shark.
Yeah, they jumped the shark, but they still had their fucking moments. Especially, I don't know if you ever saw the ones with Raffi and Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
like,
I love
they did a
that.
cartoon.
Yeah, I love
at
that.
one point. Like, that was fucking... It's one of those shows I think will be like appreciated
Fucking brilliant.
forever. Yeah.
And that was a show that kind of didn't play by the rules. It kind of went in really weird places.
And the dude that was in it lied about being in 9/11.
For real?
Steve Ranazzazi. Yeah, he was the guy who plays the DA in it.
Oh yeah,
dude. He lived in New York and like definitely saw the aftermath of 9/11. But he said at one point he just like somebody misconstrued to somebody else that he was like in one of the towers.
Yeah.
And kind of like rather than let them down, like there was somebody that was like a Hollywood kind of person. Like he like bullshitted them. It was like, oh yeah, I escaped this tower, and like he was in New York but not there, you know.
Yeah.
So like he got called out on it and fucking he just owned up to it. Like, yeah, I was just a dumb kid. Like, I fucking said something I shouldn't have said.
Right.
I don't know. I think his career kind of like rebounded. He got a Netflix special after it. Like,
exactly. He's a talented guy.
I don't know. To be honest, is key. I think it's paramount. But if he was never called on it, do you think he ever would have admitted it?
I don't know. Probably not.
You know, like
he always plays like a swarmy asshole, and sometimes you think like, if you play that character all the time, is there a little bit of your personality at least that's kind of like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Charlton Heston is not like a soft and squishy guy, I don't think. Like, he's always been kind of a hard ass.
Yeah,
and that's why he. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all those dudes.
Exactly.
Fucking Bruce Willis. Like, Bruce
exactly.
Willis fucking hates Kevin Smith. I don't know if you ever heard about Cop Out.
No.
The behind the scenes on that, but like.
That was such a dumb movie.
Kevin Smith had discovered marijuana, apparently, before starting to direct Cop Out. And Bruce Willis had discovered that Kevin Smith had discovered marijuana and was not pleased with it, apparently. And, like, apparently thought Kevin Smith was not a good director. It was just an asshole.
Oh, my God.
They, like, didn't get... Like, Bruce Willis has nothing nice to say about Kevin Smith, and vice versa, man. Like, and that's weird. Like, Kevin Smith kind of likes everybody. They're both Jersey dudes. Like,
I was going to say.
Like, yeah, you know, it's all right. Maybe it's a fucking gimmick, like beef, like just for
you think
to the media, like have something to talk about. But I don't think so, because I think Kevin Smith would have been at his roast.
Right.
That just happened. And I don't think he was.
I think that Bruce Willis is getting to a certain age and like he wants to be taken seriously, and then he's got this Joker guy kind of hanging around, and he's in a dumb movie to begin with, and then you have this
every
Joker
movie
guy.
Bruce Willis does is dumb. Are you kidding me?
Well, I don't know about every movie. I mean, I liked his when he was younger.
Sixth Sense, I thought was like. I don't think Sixth Sense is dumb. I don't think the new. I don't think Unbreakable was dumb.
Fucking Die Hard, man. One of the greatest movies ever.
Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3, good movies.
Right.
Die Hard 4, Die Hard 5.
I didn't watch those.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I drop off after a certain point.
Death
I only
Wish
got so much
remake,
time.
ridiculous.
The first Death Wish was amazing,
Dude,
though.
the original Death Wish movies are great.
Amazing.
I love that whole. Like, Charles Bronson is like my fucking... I have a shirt with Charles Bronson on it. My friend Wildy's coming.
And he wasn't even supposed to be a movie star. You've heard that story, right?
He was just supposed to be like a scraggly faced dude that just scared people.
Exactly, yeah. And he turned into a leading man.
Kind of... I mean, he was in movies when he was young, but he became famous when he was like old. Like,
right.
Definitely an older dude. He was like 50 in Die Hard.
Right.
My wife was murdered. I have to get revenge on these punks. Where's my fucking pills? My friend Wildy's coming. Do you ever see Death Wish 3?
Yeah.
With the fucking the police chief in it is Ed Lauder. He's like, let me tell you, I know who you are, dude. You're Paul Kersey, not Paul Kimball. Like, he knows his like fucking real name. Like, I remember you. I was a cadet on the force. I need you to clean up the streets. He like throws him his gun. Get out of here, man. He shot the giggler, man. That's great too. I always loved in the Death Wish movies, like the fucking bad guys were always like the first one's like Jeff Goldblum.
Oh right, that's
second
right. Yeah.
one I think is
real ass young
Danny
too.
Glover.
Right.
I think is in the second one, and the third movie is Alex Winter is one of the bad guys.
I don't remember him.
Oh, he's one of like the gang members.
Oh.
He killed Charlie. They killed my friend Charlie. What are you having for dinner? It smells wonderful. I really just want to keep my mustache and just do Charles Bronson all the time.
You gotta grow one of those kind of like weird 70s
I've gotta grow
haircuts.
a weird mustache and a bowl haircut and get my friend Wildy. It's based on the African elephant gun. The big game hunters use it. That was his personal gun in Death Wish 3.
You do kind of like a weird, creepy version of Bronson.
Oh, wait, I do a weird, creepy version of Bronson. I can do Vincent Price as well.
I love Vincent Price.
But only like a creepy, demented Vincent Price.
Very gay for Vincent Price.
Excellent. You're exquisite, Philip.
Why are you laughing?
Do you think he was getting the chicks, or do you think he was gay? Does it really matter?
I was taking it in the tailpipe, Philip.
I think he was, yeah. He was great.
Where's Adam West? I want to see his penis. Where's Burt Ward? I want him to teabag me. I remember a time he was eating Lee Merriweather's ass while she was blowing Frank Gorshin.
Yeah, that was Adam West told me about that at Chiller Theater.
Shut up, really?
No.
Oh, I don't know. They had that book that came out, man. They were fucking getting wild back in the day.
I remember when Lee Merriweather was blowing Frank Gorshin and Burt Ward was eating her ass.
If there's any two people I can imitate, it's Adam West. It's three people: Adam West, Charles Bronson, and Vincent Price.
Nice.
It's really three people that only like 60-year-old people know.
Yeah, right. That's true.
No, I don't know, man. Like impressions are something that I always like. Richard Dreyfuss. It's easy to do. He's just always mad. What about Bob? What about me? He's always angry. I don't know. I
Sounds kind of repressed. Like
Why?
Take a shit.
Why? I was in Jaws.
I don't know, man. Like I think I could almost do like I could do like a shitty Travolta.
Okay.
Oh my god. I saw this guy. No, I can't really do. I could do like a like
you do
somebody.
Walken.
Oh yeah, Christopher Walken's easy. You just kind of put spaces between the words and say them like you're deaf, and you say them in a weird way. Sometimes you put the inflection on the wrong syllable.
Right.
You know. There's like I don't know, Gilbert Gottfried. He's easy to do. It's too loud though. I don't want to scream. It's getting late.
Right.
The neighbors get upset when I do that.
The neighbors that were just hammering on your ceiling 5 minutes ago. Those neighbors.
Yeah.
My neighbors do the same thing.
Do you
I don't
live
know
on
what the
what floor do you live on? The first floor?
Yeah, it's a first floor. I mean, it's considered a first floor. I have a garage below me, but yeah, and I have some aging Asian people upstairs that
Asian people.
Yeah, that decide to take showers at 3 a.m. and then have some sort of machine.
Oh,
that,
and they always yell at each other. Asians, right?
There's some yelling and there's some
that's just
weird
their
pounding
talking.
at odd hours. Like
They're
are you
pounding the
hanging-
chicken.
Is that what they're
that
doing?
they just murdered
at 4 a.m?
Yes.
She takes a shower and pounds the chicken at 4 a.m. What the
That's
fuck
when
is she
we
doing?
cook the chicken. No, that's I could do that. My sisters are Chinese, so I know a good Chinese accent. It comes from a place of love.
Right.
When I imitate the Chinese.
Liar.
No, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of like 15 kids.
15
My
kids?
dad adopted like 9 kids from
Why would he do
Asia. I don't know. I don't know how he's putting them through college.
Christ.
Unless they know math. And they will put themselves through college. But I think on that note, I think it's time to go.
Okay, that's fine.
Philip, I will see you next week.
Filth
up.
That sounds horrible.
I was thinking of calling you Philatio.
Fellatio.
Filthlatio.
I'm gonna punch you in the dick.
I sack tapped my friend at the show the other day.
You're such an asshole.
And he turned and looked at me like real slow, like he was gonna murder me.
I can't imagine why.
And he goes, "If you were anybody else, I would fucking kill you right now."
I can see that. Yeah.
And then I hugged him, grabbed his ass. And on that note, where can we find you on Twitter, Phil?
Raving_madman because I'm a
raving_madman.
Fucking madman.
And I'm at Paul Mauld. This has been Two Assholes Shitty Podcast.
Wow.
Peace out, moffuckers.
Lates.